Hey, this keeps coming up. People have asked me this a few times, both on the channel and people that I know um, away from the channel. I don't say that I don't know you. A lot of people say I have a lot of friends, and they're all Facebook friends or maybe Instagram friends or Twitter friends. Not that those are not friends, as social media friends, because nowadays we communicate with people throughout the world. In the old days, I would never met someone like Treasure Boy who goes out and does his treasure hunting, or Jeebus who does treasure hunting, or people that have channels about weight loss or cooking. Some people are cooking over an open fire. People that can make some kind of a low carb or keto meal. I would never have met them because they might have been in another country. There was a lady from France who makes a keto crepe. I've never had a keto crepe. I did do a video back there about keto pancakes, but crepes, I think you guys have that like round, like almost like it's made of stone or something, and a big flat surface, and they pour the batter right onto that hot plate thing, and they flip them around, and I mean, that's how they make crepes at crepe restaurants I've been to. Uh, they have savory crepes and they have sweet crepes. As far as I know, they could have other kinds of crepes too. I really don't know, but this has been asked of me quite a bit over a period of time, and I keep answering with basically no, or not no, or I just don't know. What happened here? Oh, I guess it didn't happen. But anyway, this is my last cup of coffee of the night. I'm sleepy. But anyway, yeah. People ask me this question. I'll just say I don't know. Don't forget to subscribe. I do know it's great to subscribe. I lost 300 subscribers. Yikes! It's pretty. It's kind of sad and happy. My channel is so big that losing 300 subscribers didn't hurt that bad. And also losing 300 subscribers percentage-wise was not very high. They said that if you lost about 30% of your subscribers, then that's about what happens in a purge. They'll take about 30%. Well, if they took 30% of 14,380, it'd be a lot more than 300. So I lost a lot fewer than they said I would. But anyway, if you can subscribe, that'd be great. Like, share, and give me your opinions down below in the comment section. What do you think of this? What do you make of this? But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to answer this question. Some people think that Hollywood, the entertainment industry, it's kind of like if you went to school at, you know, Main Street Elementary School, and your school has 300 students, and someone else went to that school, it's likely you could know them. But a lot of times, what people will ask me is, "Hey, Dave, do you know this person?" Well, first of all, I probably wouldn't really know them, but have I worked with them? There's a chance I could have worked with someone and don't really know them. It's not they're calling me, "Hey, David, how about them Cowboys?" Yeah, they still suck. Cowboy fan, but yeah. So it's a big industry. I've been on some calls where there might be 500 extras, background, atmosphere, whatever you want to call them, a walking prop that eats. But there's a lot of people out there, and that's just one production. And you might be on the A unit, and there might be a B unit, and then a night unit coming on top of that. So there could be an A unit, a B unit, and then kind of like a nighttime C unit. And you might have been wrapped before the second one even got there, or maybe they're signing in. And you say, "Hey guys, how you go? Have fun today. I'm leaving." And so it's a lot of people. It's a really big industry. And then some people are in the musical side of the industry. I've worked with some of them. Some are models. I've worked with them. Some are musicians. I've worked with them. Some are actors. Some are very famous lecturers. I've worked with some of them, but I haven't worked with everyone. I could not have possibly worked with everyone. There's so many, and sometimes I'll work on a movie or something, and not one. I mean, I've worked multiple days. In fact, I won't say what movie it is, but there's a movie that I think I worked about 15, 20 days. I never worked with one of the principals on there. I worked with some of the some of the actors that are considered leads or considered principals, but I didn't work with the lead and the co-lead or this. I worked with people that they weren't background people. They weren't extras. They were getting paid, and I didn't work with them. I worked with people that won huge awards in makeup. Go figure. You know, I was on Nip Tuck, and the Nip Tuck people that did the makeup for me there won won awards, and they took photos of my makeup that had been done, and they submitted that for some other kind of a competition, or maybe for some kind of training or school, or maybe just a lecture series, of some of the ones they did, and they did really good work there. I mean, I was amazed at what they could do. But this is about P. Diddy. I think I'll call this like P. Diddy. Did he? And I don't know. I don't want to make a lie to this whole thing, but he has been doing this supposedly. If he's guilty, and he did it to the very first person that he said, I think it was around 1990, and that's hard to imagine. That's 35 years ago, 35 years ago. Some of these cases are underage. Some were giving drugs and they were not able to say yes or no. So we have multiple cases of things that could be statutory rape, could be rape, could be, it went further than the person had intended, or no means no. No means, doesn't mean maybe, it means no. So they're asking me, do I know any of these people? Do I know any of, people were asking, do I know any of P. Diddy's victims? Well, let's look at that for a second, that question. First of all, these are alleged victims. Alleged. I'm not saying he didn't do it. He's been in jail long enough now that it looks like it's quite possible there's something to there. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And when you're sitting there in jail, I don't know how long he's been. I think they said he was celebrating his first Halloween in jail, and what did he eat for Thanksgiving? And I know he's there for Christmas and New Year. So he's been there for a while. So there's probably something going on there. If he's in jail or prison, looks like there won't be settlements to settle the cases in a civil trial. He'll have his civil stuff and his criminal stuff. So it looks like right now they're looking at the criminality of what is going on with P. Diddy. But they're saying that in the lawsuit that they brought against him, the guy has a funny name, Buzz somebody or something. What was that? His name is Busby or something like that, the attorney. But yeah, they brought forth 120 cases. And they're talking about, this is the article about here. But the thing about it is, the first ones that they were talking about, I guess the one that he was on film beating up, I guess her name's Cassandra Ventura. I don't know her. One has the same last name as me. Then we have Joy Dickerson Neal. That was back in 1991. Then we have Liza Gardner, same last name as mine. I think she was a minor. Yeah, 16 years old, in North Carolina. She was 16. Now, a lot of these people in these stories, then there's Rodney Little Rod Jones. I don't know who that is. One of them, they made they had settled for millions of dollars, but I guess they didn't serve Diddy the correct way to serve him. So he may not have given Crystal McKinney. I don't know who that is. April Lampros. A lot of these are multiple cases. That one's a 4-case one. A lot of times they would bring them to these things, and then one person would be with them, and then another. They had some gang raping going on here. Some are men. Dedrick Lee, this guy, he said he's the one that got $100 million, but they failed to come to court, so they gave him $1 million settlement. But then it turns out that they served a property of Diddy's that was not the correct property. Edria English. So a lot of these people will be brought to a Diddy party and then victimized. That's somebody named Jacob, the jeweler, I guess, did that. And they said a lot of people are also doing this with Diddy. One, his son. They said him and his son brought some underage girls to a party, and they were victimized. Let's see here. We have Thalia Graves at age 25. Ashley Parham. I think Ashley Parham's the one that was brought there by, I guess, her boyfriend or somebody. And they did that to her. Brianna Bana Bongalan, I don't know if I pronounced that, on November 27th. Okay, then we have also Jay-Z's involvement. Now they're talking about that. They accused Jay-Z. Aaron Hall. A lot of people like Aaron Hall. I actually know who that is, but he was named in the Gardner lawsuit. Said that he and Combs raped her and an unknown friend in 1990s. That's quite some time ago. Harv Pierre. someone filed a lawsuit against him, and I guess it's usually like Combs and somebody else. And then so they're just bringing in these people's names now. Christina Coram. Some of these people would provide the entertainers, they would call them, or were for the parties. Others were bodyguards that either did nothing or facilitated the actions. Cuba Gooding Jr. Let's see, he was named and to Rodney Little Rod original lawsuits. I guess they said that he was involved in that situation with that individual. Justin Dior Combs and Christian Combs, those are his sons. And those are the ones I guess they brought in, the underage sex workers. We have Jacob, the jeweler, one of his bodyguards, Joseph Big Joe Sherman. That's another one, I think. That was the one with Graves. There's another person named Graves. Devontae Swing, Sean Pierre. Other names to know, it says Jimmy Ivion. He was a witness to this situation. Kid Cudi, or QDI, and Ventura were romantically involved. Yeah, that's what his car got blown up. They said that Puff Daddy blew up his car, or P Diddy, or whatever it is, blew up this kid's car, or Kid Cudi is a rapper. They went and blew up his car because I guess he was romantically involved with someone that later on was involved with Diddy. Carisha Brown Lee, aka Young Miami. Let's see here. In August, she denied knowing anything about. She was one of Combs' girlfriends, I guess, and they said she said that she didn't know anything about it. She knew nothing about it. Then we got Tony Busby. That's the attorney, and that's the end of the article. So, 120 on this one lawyer's lawsuit that's been brought forward. Now, those civil cases, I don't know. Why is he in jail right now for criminal activity? Is it going to be lots of civil cases, lots of criminal cases, one big criminal case? Are the civil cases all coming together like a big, huge class action? I don't know if it's called a class action. In a situation like that, I guess it is a class of people are going against that. But it looks like it's multiple victims that were raped, or they were given drugs without their knowledge, statutory rapes, people being hired for this. So we have all of those, and we have all those that are accused. Now, of all those people's names, I've done rap music videos. I've been in videos, rap music ones. One was Logic most recently. A lot of them are not as well known as that, but I've done music videos. I've worked with modeling, where some of these victims were models and dancers and that kind of stuff. But I would have to say the chance of me knowing one of them, it could happen. But also, that's just the ones that were named there. What, 12 out of 120? So of all the ones that were named in that lawsuit, what if some of them are lying? What if it never happened? That could happen. But are there also a lot that are not going to come forward at all? They're just not going to do it. They don't want the embarrassment. They don't want to be ostracized. They don't want to be known as a snitch or someone that, oh, I made a mistake and that's over. I don't want anything to do with it. It could be that. There could be other people that just don't know to file on this. I just don't know. So in a case this big, like Cosby, I didn't know Cosby. Weinstein, did I work on any kind of a project that Weinstein did? There's a chance that he was one of the producers of a project. I had to look at everything he produced. There's a good chance that I worked on a Weinstein project. Did Bill Cosby have a production company? If he did, there's a chance I worked on one of his. I used to manage Subway, but I never met Jared. But when you look at all these guys that have done this stuff, there's always victims that don't come forward, and there's going to probably also, sadly, always be one or two people that are going to say, hey, here's a chance to make a lot of money. I'm going to jump on. I don't know. I'm not saying either one of those two things is true. Hopefully none of these are true. I hope that not one of these people was raped or abused by Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, or whatever he wants to be called this week. I hope not one. That's what I hope. Not one. I'm sure there's going to have to be some. There's a lot of smoke. A lot of smoke. So there's probably going to be some fire. So anyway, for those of you that are asking me, as far as I know, with the list I read right there, I don't recognize anybody. I don't recognize, if they showed photos, I don't recognize any of those photos. So do I recognize Ellen barking? Oh, I recognize that. I sure do. Why is she barking? No reason at all. She's barking. She's barking. But yeah, I don't recognize any of the photographs. I don't recognize any of the names or the stories or the productions that they say that they were involved with. I don't recognize any of that. I mean, I recognize some of the very, very famous people like Jay-Z and Cuba Jr. or whatever. But that doesn't mean I would actually have a relationship in which I would know anything about any of that at all. So hopefully I never worked with anyone that would do that kind of a thing. But there's always a chance. So I would say from what I read, I don't really know. I don't personally know any of the accused, other than I know them like you would know them, and I don't know any of the victims listed, other than the way you would know them as well. Now there's a chance that I worked on something, and they worked on it too. Oh, if it could have been a television series, what if it's a television series since 1989 or whatever? What is it, 89? That's a long time ago. Yeah, there's a chance that one of them worked on an episode of Gilmore Girls, and I worked on an episode of Gilmore Girls, but it doesn't mean, you know, over those years, or Seventh Heaven maybe, or something over a long period of time. There's always that chance that we both worked on the same television production, just it could be years apart. So I hope that clarifies. If you have any questions about that, right down there. If you want to know any questions about acting, how to get involved in acting, how to submit yourself, how to submit your pet, what kind of props do they look for often? What kind of experience away from acting are they looking for? Are they looking for people that can handle a weapon? Are they looking for people that can swim, like a triathlon? Right? That's the swimming portion of a triathlon. Are they looking for people that can ride a unicycle? How about play the trombone? If you want to do that stuff, right down there. Don't forget, please, 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 if you can help me, please subscribe, like, and share. Ask your friends to also please subscribe, like, and share. Make your comments down there. Take care, everyone. This will probably be out on Tuesday. I think on Tuesday. Take care.